Hey, what's up, you guys? Happy Thursday. It is Thursday when this episode is coming out. I originally didn't really have any episodes until Monday, but I decided to put out this episode. It is my prediction for one of my favorite wrestling events, Wrestlemania. I am a huge wrestling fan. I've been a wrestling fan since I was about 10, and I stopped watching wrestling for a few years. It wasn't because I wasn't really a fan of it. I was watching it on YouTube, but I wasn't able to watch it on television as much. So I took a few years of watching of I took a few years away from wrestling, and I just got back into watching it frequently about two or 3 years ago. Ever since I have gained this love for wrestling. Like I said, I've always had this love for wrestling, but my love for wrestling has gained so much, and Wrestlemania has always been one of my favorite events to watch. I've always loved watching Wrestlemania. Wrestlemania is in 2 days. It will be a 2-day event. Part 1 of Wrestlemania will be on Saturday, and day 2 will be Sunday. It will be on Peacock, and I've been so fortunate enough to be able to watch it on Peacock. So in today's episode, before Wrestlemania, I am going to be sharing with you guys some of the matches that I'm very excited to watch. There are several matches that I'm so excited to watch, and I'll also be sharing with you guys my prediction for Wrestlemania. So let's get on started. Before I get started with my prediction, I am going to be telling you guys some of the matches that I'm very excited to see. I am very excited to see Bianca Belair. Bianca is my girl. I love Bianca Belair. I am so excited to see her get her Raw Women's Championship against Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, unfortunately, is the current Raw Women's Champion. But come Saturday, which is the second day of Bianca Belair's birthday month, Bianca Belair will get her championship. There is no way that Becky Lynch will retain. I am so positive that Bianca Belair got it. Bianca Belair, let's go. Another match that I am very excited to see is Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. Again, I'm not a Brock Lesnar fan. Roman Reigns is definitely my favorite wrestler. My favorite male wrestler is Roman Reigns. My favorite female wrestler is Bianca Belair. It is a tie between Bianca Belair and Naomi. Those 3 are my favorites. And I also have to include Shelton Benjamin. It is Roman Reigns and Shelton Benjamin. Those are my 2 favorite guy wrestlers. My favorite female wrestlers, again, are Bianca Belair and Naomi. I am very excited to see the current Universal Champion, the undisputed Universal Champion, the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, win 2 championships in one day. Roman Reigns will be Brock Lesnar. There isn't a way in 2022 that Brock Lesnar is going to beat Roman Reigns. So again, I am going with the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. That is my match that I'm very excited to see, and that is my prediction for Roman versus Brock. It is definitely my guy, Roman Reigns. Another match that I'm very excited to see is Naomi and Sasha versus Liv and Rhea Ripley versus Carmella and Zelina and Shayna Baszler and Natalya. The reason why I am super excited for this match is because I've said this before, but other than Naomi and Bianca, I am a huge Liv Morgan fan. And it is Liv Morgan's time. If it isn't Naomi's time, it is definitely Gianna Dedio's time. Liv Morgan. So I am definitely going for either Naomi and Sasha or Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley. Preferably, I would go with Naomi and Sasha. But if Naomi and Sasha cannot win, I would definitely like Liv and Rhea to get the win. And now I am going to be sharing with you guys my predictions. New Day versus Sheamus and Rich Collins. I am definitely so excited to see Xavier Woods, King Woods. Yes, I said King Woods. Let's go. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston. Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston are going to get their revenge on Sheamus and especially Rich Holland. And before I go on to the next one, my prayer goes out to Big E. I definitely want Big E to come back and have a speedy recovery. Get well soon, Big E. Another one that I'm going to predict is the Uso versus Shinsuke Nakamura and Boots. And there's no way the Usos, the bloodline, will lose against Shinsuke, and especially Boots. There's no way. They are going to retain their SmackDown Tag Team Champion. It is the day one, the bloodline, Jimmy and Jay Uso. And a match that I'm pretty excited about that I didn't mention was Seth Rollins versus a mystery person. I definitely feel like the mystery person will definitely be Cody Rhodes. If it's Cody Rhodes, I'm glued to the screen. I am a huge Cody Rhodes fan. I didn't see him in AEW, but I do like Cody Rhodes, and I also like Brandy Rhodes. I am very excited to see if it's Cody Rhodes. I would love it to be Cody Rhodes who's returning. If it isn't Seth versus Cody, I would definitely like it to be Seth versus Gable Stevens. And I feel like Gable Stevens will definitely get his, not only his ring debut, but I definitely feel like Gable will win against Seth freaking Rollins. I feel like Seth isn't going to have a good WrestleMania. I don't feel like it'll be good for Seth, especially if it's Cody versus Seth. Cody has a more of a fan base, and Cody's been there longer than Seth has, so I definitely see Cody beating Seth if it is Cody Rhodes. And like I said, if it's Gable Stevenson, I definitely feel like Gable will win against Seth. Another prediction I have is Pat McAfee, who I'm really rooting for, versus the arrogant Austin Theory. I am definitely going for Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee all the way. Austin Theory has nothing on Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee will kick some sense into Austin Theory. I really hope that Pat McAfee humbles Austin Theory. So for Pat McAfee versus Austin Theory, it's definitely going to be Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee will win. Another person who needs to be humbled is The Miz. It is going to be Rey Mysterio and Dom versus The Miz and Logan Paul. I don't know why Logan Paul, but I definitely feel like Rey Mysterio and Dom will win. Yeah, and I really hope that Rey Mysterio kicks some sense into The Miz and humbles The Miz, because as a long-time wrestling fan, I have been a huge fan of Mike Mizanin. I really like The Miz, but I've seen how arrogant The Miz has really gotten over the years. This reality star has definitely gotten to The Miz's head. The Miz isn't from Hollywood, California. He is from Cleveland, Ohio, but Hollywood has definitely got into The Miz, and therefore Rey Mysterio needs to kick some sense into The Miz. Another prediction I have is Bobby Lashley versus Omos. Before I get on to my prediction, I am so happy to see Bobby Lashley. I was really rooting for Bobby, and I was hoping that he had a speedy recovery, and he has had a speedy recovery. It has been about 2 months of us not seeing Bobby, so to see him come back, that was really awesome. I really enjoyed watching him on Monday night, so I am definitely going for Bobby. But because of Omos's undefeated streak, I really feel like Omos is gonna have it against Bobby. I feel like Omos is definitely going to beat Bobby, but like I said, I'm definitely rooting for Bobby Lashley. Let's get it, Bobby. I believe that is it for my prediction. I really hope you guys like this episode. I'll be seeing you guys on Monday. On Monday will be a pretty fun episode. I'll be seeing you guys later. Bye, you guys. Now, I've said the matches that I'm very excited about. So, the first match that I'm going to be predicting is Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. I know I've said this before, but I'm definitely going with the Tribal Chief and the Special Councilman, Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman. And now, the next match that I'm going to be predicting is Bianca versus Becky. I've said who I want to win, and it is definitely Bianca's time. I am very confident that my girl, Miss Bianca Belair, the EST, will win. Let's go, EST. Becky Lynch will not retain her championship. And that is my prediction for Bianca versus Becky. And now, Sami Zayn versus Johnny Knoxville. I don't know too much about Johnny Knoxville, nor do I know too much about Sami Zayn. All I can say about Sami Zayn is I'm not a huge fan of Sami Zayn, so my prediction is definitely Johnny Knoxville. Johnny Knoxville is an actor, so of course they're not going to have Johnny Knoxville lose against Sami Zayn, so I'm definitely going with Johnny Knoxville. Kevin Owens and Stone Cold. It is supposed to be the KO show, but I believe that Stone Cold will hit KO with a stunner. And it's not going to be Kevin Owens hitting Stone Cold with a stunner. It will be Stone Cold Steve Austin, the king of Texas, the Texas Rattlesnake. That is who I'm going with, the Texas Rattlesnake. Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. I do not know too much about Ronda Rousey, but again, I am not a Charlotte Flair fan. I love the Nature Boy, woo! But I am not a Charlotte Flair fan. And unfortunately, I definitely feel like Charlotte Flair is going to retain. There is no way that Charlotte Flair is going to lose at WrestleMania. I would like Ronda Rousey to get the SmackDown Women's Championship, but Charlotte Flair will definitely retain. The Street Profits versus RK Bros and Chad and Otis. I definitely have faith in the Street Profits. I believe that Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins will win the Raw Tag Team Champion. I am definitely going with the Street Profits. Let's go, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins. They don't want the smoke.